The second half of the year, like what were the things that you liked out of the first half of the year? What were the positives that you took to take out of that first half and into the second?
Look, some positives. I guess the positives is just some of the form of some of our younger players again. I mean that. I guess the injury list tends to bring out some of those forced changes, and all the kids we bring in. Even last week with Hugh Beasley and Berkey, and you know they can all perform at the top level. So encouraging signs for us.
And in particular, like Louis Taylor, is he one of the young guys?
Yeah,
there's a lot of talk about second-year syndrome, and especially as the rising star, he seems to have not sort of suffered from that as much.
Well, his first part of the year, Louis was a bit quieter, but we've brought him up a bit more into the midfield, and he's been good. But yeah, some of our the second-year Blues, it's around. We've got 6 or 7 boys in their second year, so we'll probably, if anyone's going to suffer from it, we are. But our boys have been okay and fighting through it. It's never easy. In your second season, but they've all done pretty well, and Louis' form in the last month's been terrific. It's been exceptional, so hopefully he can continue that as well.
And who's coming back this week? I suppose the Cavalry's coming back. Who can we expect?
There's 6 possibles, and I guess Trent West is the only one you'd say is not in consideration for senior selection, given he hasn't played a game yet. So, so there's 5. Oh, geez, you're going to test my memory now, aren't you?
Reddo?
Yeah, Redden's 1, Adcock, Harwood, Gardner and McStay.
How far away is Rockcliffe?
Week or 2. Yeah, he's like last time. He's pushing himself forward every week. So, but we have to hold him back and make sure he's right. Because obviously he's got some really soft ribs there, doesn't he? So I've got to make sure we get him right. Yeah, Dan trained really well. I was watching him last night and wanted to pick him actually, but the medicos have maybe not make that decision. So he'll play some form of football next week.
Are they playing a bit harder with Rocky as well?
Sorry?
Are they making things a bit harder with Rocky coming back? Are they a bit scared?
Yeah, well, it's not so much scared. It's just, I mean, he's had a fracture that's been refractured, so you always, you're conservative with those sorts of things. Whilst the second one wasn't as bad as the first, you're very conscious of those things. We don't want him to, and also you play inhibited, so it actually does affect your performance. So as a coach, you don't want players playing if they can't perform at their best. So it also doesn't help him on the field. Well, he won't realise that, but it doesn't help. If you're half injured, it doesn't help your performance. So we don't want him to play if he's not right either.
With the bodies coming back, how does that change your expectations?
Well, we actually, it makes match committee longer, that's for sure, when you've got some players available. Instead of just asking, which player you want to give opportunity to, it's more the other way. Which one do you want to take opportunity away from? And that makes it difficult because you're going to have to make some hard calls and take some players in and out of the team. But that's the game, and we want these problems and we want more of them. We haven't had enough of them. Funny enough, in my 18 months, we've had to have so many selection dilemmas. It's a good problem to have, and every coach wants it.
Are you excited about that? Like really taking the cream of the side you've got at the moment and combining it with the few guys you've sort of been missing all year. That must be pretty exciting for you, I guess.
Well, it is. I mean, I still think our best footy's in front of us, no doubt, for the year. And every week, as long as we stay injury-free, that the continuity builds then. The players get used to playing with each other. And the connections build, and we win more ball, and we're more efficient with the ball because those connections and relationships build. But when you're constantly changing your team in and out, it's very hard for those connections to build. Injuries do provide more just talent challenges, but cohesion challenges as the year goes on.
Do you have to be a bit conservative with how many of those guys you bring back at once, because a few of them have missed 3 or 4 weeks of footy?
Yeah, I guess the bias side, a lot of them only miss 1 or 2 weeks, so that kind of. Yeah, you're right. How many do you want to bring in? That's one we'll go through now, Mike. We're going to have to wait, mate, till this afternoon. We can't tell the opposition already, all right?
We touched on the second year Blues, but what about the losing the captaincy Blues? How's Jeff coping?
Well, he's fine. He's been okay this season. He obviously got the injury to his calf. The bye come at a good time for him as well. Sometimes comes good for the older guys as much as the younger guys, the bye. And so he's fit, he's training well and ready to go. So, I don't think there's any issues there.